you can take it slower as well. So we'll start lying over 2 blocks tonight. The first one on the second level and the block for your head on the higher level. And just gently starting to lower yourself down over the block. You can bring the block down to a lower level if that feels good. So you want this to feel nice, and just let your arms splay open to the side. You can keep your knees bent for a moment or two, or the whole time if that feels good. And just starting to deepen the breath, closing down the eyes, deepening the breath in and out of the body. Breathing all the way into the back of the lungs and filling all the lungs up. And then softly, gently letting the exhale float out of the body. Taking a few more breaths like this, really just your own time and your own pace. You can lengthen the legs down the mat if that feels good. You can let the feet splay out to the side. Just soften everything and let the block support you. Take about 3 breaths in and out in this manner. Really nourishing, luxurious breaths, breathing in all the way to the very tips of the lungs. And then gently exhaling the air, maybe giving a little squeeze of the belly to the spine at the bottom to expel any bit of air that's left. A couple of more breaths like this. Softening the lips, softening all the facial muscles, the eyelids, the eyebrows. And then on the next inhale, inhaling together, bring your hands to heart center, and we'll take an om here. So just gently bringing the thumbs to the sternum. Taking a big breath in, and as you exhale for Om. Gently returning to normal breath, just feeling the vibrations through your body. And then gently blinking open the eyes, intertwine the hands together, turn them inside out, reach the arms up and overhead as if you're trying to imprint your handprint on the wall behind you, like a big morning stretch. And then slowly let the fingers drift apart. Exhale into your cactus. So your heart's already open. Inhale, reaching the arms back up and overhead. Exhaling into your cactus, feeling the shoulder blades coming together on your block. One more like that. Inhale, reaching up overhead. Exhaling into your cactus shape. And then just gently bringing the hands beside you, rolling onto one side. Removing the blocks from behind you. And just lying flat on your back for a moment. Just feeling the sensations in the body. Letting the spine just soften back into its natural shape. And then on the next inhale, inhaling the right knee to the chest. Giving it a bit of a squeeze, flexing the right foot. And just taking 3 rotations with the hip in each direction. So try and move from the hip. Just gentle rotations, nothing too strong. Just bringing some movement into the hip joint. And then bending the left knee, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You're welcome to stay here in your figure 4. Flex the right foot if it's the first time you've been here for a while. Or you can reach behind the left leg, interlock the fingers, and either lengthen the left leg up towards the ceiling, so your foot's flush to the ceiling, or you can keep the left leg bent. Either way, you can think about moving your right elbow to your right thigh, just to move the thigh bone away from your body a little bit. Again, that's an option. Everything's an option. And then gently returning the left foot to the floor if it's been off the floor. Keep the cross of the legs. Open the arms out to a T and come into a twist to the left. You can gently gaze over your right arm if that feels nice in your neck. And just soften everything. So have your shoulder blades on the earth. Just let the legs be heavy. Just breathing into the mat, letting the mat support your weight. And then inhaling back to center, uncrossing the feet, bringing the left knee to the chest, reaching the right leg down the mat if that feels good, or otherwise keeping it bent, and just coming into a few rotations on the left side. So knee to chest and just rotating through the hips 3 times in each direction. Changing direction if you haven't done so already. And then bending the right knee, placing the left foot across the right knee for your figure 4, staying there or threading your hands around the right thigh and either squeezing the right knee towards your chest, or you can lengthen the foot up. Just really paying attention to what feels good in your body today. You can rock a little bit side by side, side to side. And then gently replacing the right foot to the earth, opening the arms out to a T, gently coming into a twist. If it doesn't feel nice with the legs crossed, of course you can place one knee above the other. But let this be a wide open twist, softening with the breath as you inhale. And then let the breath soften you into the shape as you exhale. One more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Inhaling back to center, uncrossing the knees. Gently rolling yourself over onto all 4s. So taking a moment to spread the hands wide onto the mat, palms flat, fingers wide under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and coming into your cat-cow. So dipping the belly towards the mat, opening the heart to the front of the room. And then as you exhale, pushing away from your hands, tucking the chin to the chest, rounding your spine up, tucking the sit bones. So closing your eyes and just taking a couple of movements here in your cat-cow, moving slowly so you can listen to the body. You can take note of how the body's feeling, moving through these shapes. Maybe 2 more cat-cows here. Nice, nourishing breath. 1 breath per movement. And then coming back to your neutral spine, pressing the weight into the left hand, inhale the right arm forward. If it feels okay for you, exhale the left leg back. Reach the arm and the leg away from each other, belly in towards the spine. And then replace the right hand on the left knee, coming into the other side. So spread the fingers of the right hand, hand heavy into the ground, reaching the left arm forward, and then reaching the right leg back. Gently engaging the belly to the spine, flexing the right foot. And then replacing hand and foot. Just doing a cat-cow here. And then coming back to your neutral spine, right arm forward, left leg back, staying here if that's what feels good for you, or exhaling elbow to knee. Curl the back as you do that towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, curling elbow to knee. Or staying where you are, that's absolutely fine. Last one, elbow to knee, holding there for a breath. Extending the arm and the leg away from each other. Hand down, knee down, moving through a cat-cow. Trying to keep the breath in time with the movement, one breath per movement if you can. If you're finding you're getting short of breath, of course, lengthen the amount of breaths that you're doing per movement. Coming back to stillness, inhaling the left arm forward, exhaling the right leg back, belly into spine, engaging the right leg. Staying there or exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling, stretching away from each other. Elbow to knee. Reaching the arm and the leg away from each other. Last one, elbow to knee. Staying there for a moment. Exhale, moving them away from each other. And hand down, knee down, to cat-cows. So just noticing the feeling in the body as we move through the shapes. Maybe there's a bit of opening, a bit of softness. And then coming to your neutral shape, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, coming to your downward facing dog. So definitely bending one knee then the other, if that feels good for you. Tilting the hips up towards the ceiling. Reaching yourself away from your hands. Maybe the shoulders broaden on the back. Taking a deep breath here. Exhaling to release. Bending the knees, starting to walk the hands towards your feet. And then chin to chest, gently rolling yourself up. Arms spread out and up overhead, drawing a big ball of energy together, exhaling it down to heart center. Bending the knees, sweeping the arms up, watching the hands float together, exhaling to heart center. One more, inhale, sweeping up. Little back bend at the top, maybe little squeeze of the glutes. Exhaling all the way back down. Hands towards the mat, walking yourself back into your downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Exhaling to release. Inhaling, right leg up. Right knee to chest, stepping through. Planting the left heel, finding your warrior one. So slowly coming up into your warrior one. Arms float up, palms face each other. Maybe gazing up between your hands. Feel the weight even in both feet and energetically pull the feet towards each other. Exhaling, arms float back behind you. Leaning over your front leg, arrowhead pose. So nothing changes in the leg. Inhale, coming back up, warrior one. We're going to open up, warrior two. So adjust your back foot if you need. You can lengthen the stance if that feels nice for you, bending into the front knee, finding the outside blade of the back foot. And then softening the shoulders down from the ears, gazing over your middle fingertip. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, left hand down the left leg, inhaling the right arm up and over. Coming back to your warrior two. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm up, if that feels good. Maybe you're gazing at your left hand and then looking down to the mat. Both fingertips reach forward in front of your right leg, maybe lifting your left leg up to your supported warrior three. To reach, if you want to bring your hands to heart center and come into your full warrior three. Of course, the opportunity is there. Exhaling, stepping the left foot down next to the right, sweeping your arms, your fingertips along the earth, finding your chair pose. So hips move back, but think about tucking the sit bones under, so it flattens out the lower back a little bit. And then exhaling into your forward fold. Any variation here, you can stand on your hands if that feels nice, or you can hold on to opposite elbows. But do bend the knees so that the ribs and the chest can rest on the thighs. Just take a couple of breaths here. One more inhale together, feeling the rise and the fall of the body as you breathe. Exhaling to let go of the breath. Inhaling, planting the hands, looking forward, stepping back to plank through chaturanga or not, or meeting in downward facing dog. Taking child's pose whenever you need. All meeting in downward facing dog, coming into the other side, inhaling the left leg up. Exhaling, stepping the left foot through, finding our warrior one. Inhaling, looking up, even weight in both feet. Make sure the left knee isn't falling in so that it's supported. We want to think about wrapping the left sit bone under and engaging under the big toe. Exhaling, leaning forward for your arrowhead pose. Legs stay the same. Even energy in both legs, both feet. Inhaling back up. Warrior one. Exhaling into your arrowhead. We're going to move forward now into our warrior two. So again, just look at your left knee, make sure it's tracking over your left foot or a little bit to the left, but not falling in. Slight squeeze of the shoulder blades together, palms reach away from each other, gazing over your left fingertips. Lifting your left hand to the ceiling, reversing the shape. Coming back through warrior two. Left forearm to your left thigh, into your side angle. Maybe your right arm reaches up, maybe you keep your right hand to your waist. Just do what feels good in your body. And then looking forward to the top of the mat, reaching forward, fingertips to the mat, lifting your right leg up into your supported warrior three. Lovely. Exhaling, stepping your right foot to meet the left, coming into your chair pose. So feet flat to the ground, look down, make sure you can see your toes, knees move back a little bit, hips back, tucking the sit bones so that the belly draws in. And then exhaling here into your forward fold. Taking a few breaths. And at the end of the next breath, we'll meet in downward facing dog, deciding if you want to just step into down dog or come through a vinyasa. The choice is yours. When you find yourself in downward facing dog, walking your hands back towards your feet, rolling yourself up to standing. Sweeping the arms up and out to the side. Opening your arms into your cactus. The feet are hip distance apart. Opening your heart towards the ceiling and then rounding your back towards the back of the room. Forearms together, chin to chest. Opening the heart again. One more like that. Inhaling, rounding the back towards the back of the room. Exhaling, opening the heart. Letting the fingers come towards the thighs. And then bringing the hands to heart center. We'll bring the weight into the left foot, right knee to chest, and into our tree pose. So any depth to the tree pose, just come into a situation where it feels nice. Left thigh pressing into the right heel into the left thigh. Feeling the weight even in the standing leg. Maybe think about moving the right knee back a little bit. Maybe waving the branches. Maybe, Susie, you stay where you are, opening your heart into your cactus here. Soft gaze. Elbows up. And then gently bringing the hands back to heart center, releasing your right leg. Just giving the hips a little bit of a swivel. Relaxing through the hips and through the lower back. And then hands to heart center. We'll come into our tree pose on the other side. So weight into the right foot. Left hand to your left foot, finding your tree. But definitely feel the engagement of the heel to the thigh and the thigh to the heel. You can definitely use a wall if you need to. You can definitely have the ball of your foot to the ground. Maybe releasing the prayer and moving your branches around. Or maybe lifting the arms up and overhead, finding your cactus. So opening the heart. Oops, a little bit balancy. Well done for keeping balance. So you're in your cactus here, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together to open the heart towards the ceiling. Very nice. And then gently releasing all of that, giving the shoulders a few shrugs in each direction. And then gently bringing yourself down to a seat on the mat. Extending your legs in front of you, giving them a little bit of a shake. Inhaling your arms up and overhead. Exhaling, belly to spine, reaching forward, finding your seated forward fold. So you can do this as gently as you like. You can just have your palms facing up, back of your palms on the earth, rounding your back, bringing your forehead towards your thighs, belly to spine, or you can hold on anywhere on your legs, to your feet or your shins. Just really finding a forward fold that feels good for you. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And then inhaling to look forward. Reaching your arms forward, just start to lower yourself down slowly onto your back, engaging the belly button towards the spine, chin to chest. Gently, gently, slowly lowering yourself down onto your back. When you get there, palms down, bending the knees, feet onto the mat, setting up for a bridge pose. So feet are hip distance apart, even on the mat. Gently pushing through the feet, inhaling the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Gentle squeeze of the sit bones together, moving the chin away from the chest. I'll exhale, slowly lowering down towards the ground. Don't let your hip bones settle when they touch the ground. Inhale, lifting back up. Slight squeeze of the glutes together at the top. Exhale, lowering back down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lifting back up. One more like that. Gently rolling down as the hips come to the earth, pushing through the feet to lift the hips up. Weights on the shoulders and in the feet, the neck soft, the chin's away from the chest. And then gently lowering yourself all the way down to the earth. Letting the knees knock together for a moment. Maybe turning the palms up in a gesture of receiving. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then gently bringing the knees to the chest. Giving a little rock side to side. Keeping the knees together, bringing the arms out to a T. Gently lowering the knees over to the right. Or any twist that feels nice. Gazing over the other hand, if that feels nice, the left hand. Coming back to the breath. Softening on the exhale. Inhale, coming back to center, over to the other side. Inhaling back to center. Giving the knees a little bit of a squeeze, a little rock side to side. And gently coming into your Shavasana. Soft, deep breath. On the next inhale, gently starting to deepen the breath. Bringing some movement to the fingers and the toes. Inhaling the arms up overhead and reaching the legs away from you. And gently rolling over onto one side and bringing yourself up to a seat. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, bringing the palms to touch. Exhaling down to heart center. Inhaling twice more, up and overhead. Exhaling to heart center. Inhaling up and overhead. Gently let the palms touch together. Exhaling the hands to heart center. Bowing forward. Namaste.